Are real estate agents overpaid? That's what we're going to cover in this monthly market report. This is for you if you are a real estate agent, a financial advisor, or an attorney interested in market data to help you advise a client, or perhaps you are that potential buyer or seller looking for some direction. I'm Paulo Rodriguez. I've been a mortgage professional since 2005, and here is the market data that you need to make an informed buying or selling decision or help a client do the same. If you are a realtor, then you already know all about the NAR settlement. But if you're a consumer watching this, you should know that the National Association of Realtors lost a very high-profile lawsuit that is now leading to the restructuring of how realtor commissions are paid. Be sure to stay until the end and I'll let you know how I really feel about that. But until the present day, realtor commissions were paid by the seller, most commonly 3% for the seller's agent and 3% for the buyer's agent. As a result of the settlement, however, that has now changed and buyer agent commissions are in question. Now, this might sound bad, but having survived the 2008 crash in the mortgage space, I know that this is just a transition. In 2008, 9, and 10, mortgage was a dirty word and our compensation was under attack, just like realtor commissions are under attack today. It felt back then like we were facing extinction. But the business went through a massive cleansing and now we are, in my opinion, better than we have ever been. It was just a moment of transition. If you're a realtor, you know who Tom Ferry is. If you're a consumer, he's one of the most well-respected real estate trainers in the industry. And he said this: "I'm 3 decades into this business. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. No different than when you look back over the history of all great businesses. Most of them started during recessions, depressions, or moments of change. This is not a recession or depression, but this is a moment of change." Another interesting quote that I came across was from Gary Keller, and he said this: "We've gone from a speed market to a skills market. If you can make this transition and develop your skills, you're going to be just fine." So our business is going through a transition. Let's give a little perspective on that. I'm going to go through 7 questions and answers that will give you insight into what our clients understand about the NAR settlement. Question 1. Have you ever negotiated the commission rate with a real estate agent? 70% of consumers said no, 17% said yes. I got a reduced commission, 13% said yes, no change. So 70% said they didn't negotiate anything, and that's probably very typical and very normal in our business. Which brings us to question 2. How aware are consumers of the NAR settlement? 63% said they're not aware of it. 37% said yes, they've heard of it. So almost 2 out of 3 consumers say they haven't heard of the NAR settlement. Keep in mind that the people surveyed in this question have both bought and sold a property in the last 5 years. So we're not just talking about random people without any experience in real estate. So if you're thinking that everybody already knows about this, it's just not accurate. 2 out of 3 people don't. Maybe they heard something, but they don't understand and they don't have the sort of perspective on the impact that it's going to have. On to question 3. Will the NAR settlement impact whether you will use a real estate agent to sell a home? No impact was 49%, somewhat more likely 16%, somewhat less likely 15%, much more likely 11%, much less likely 9%. So that looks pretty good because 1 out of 2 consumers say it doesn't even have an impact. Something to think about, really. On to question 4. Which statement best represents your opinion about the issue in the trial and the trial outcome? 3% said real estate agents are being attacked wrongly and the trial verdict was wrong. 20% said National Association of Realtors and big real estate companies are finally facing the consequences of ripping off home buyers and sellers with excessive commissions. 74% said it makes sense to them that real estate agents who work with buyers will now have to negotiate how they're compensated directly with those buyer clients. So in other words, 3 out of 4 consumers are aware that a buyer should pay their agent a commission. That's certainly a positive. Interestingly enough, 3 out of 4 consumers also said that it is worth paying a real estate agent to help you buy a home, which is question 5. Which of these statements do you agree with more? It is worth paying a real estate agent to help you buy a home because it's a big, complex purchase requiring expert guidance of a professional. 3 out of 4 consumers agree with that. Only 1 in 4 said it's not necessary. Question 6. If you were selling a house right now, which of the following statements would make more sense to you? 50% said you do not have to compensate the agent who represents a buyer, but you may want to because it motivates more agents to find a qualified buyer and also reduces the cash a buyer needs to purchase their home, which may mean you get the price you want. The other 50% said you should not offer compensation to the agent who represents the buyer because that agent should get paid directly by their own client. This will reduce the total commission you pay, but it may make it harder for some buyers to afford your home. So we're split 50-50 there, but clearly 1 out of 2 sellers recognize that paying a buy-side commission is advantageous to getting the home sold. It might be more of a seller's market at present, but that will one day turn the other way, and I bet that in a buyer's market, sellers will be competing with each other and paying full buy-side commissions to move their homes. That's my opinion at least. Question 7. If you were hiring a real estate agent to help you buy a home right now, which of the following payment options would you be most likely to choose? This is interesting. 14% said they would pay the agent an hourly rate of $100 per hour to complete the task they need them to perform. 20% said a flat fee of $10,000. 66% said they would pay the fee equal to 2.5% of the price of the home that they purchased, with no fee payable if they eventually decide not to buy. That's 2 out of 3 buyers pretty much saying status quo. They know they should be paying a commission for the help they're getting in making such an important purchase. Not so bad. That's what we have to stay focused on right now. I think there's so many distractions in our business, or so many people talking about so many different things, that we can fall prey to becoming overwhelmed by it. I would know because I lived it in 2008, 9, and 10. This too shall pass, and we will go through a much needed cleanse that will make things better on the other side. So with that said, in closing, I would like to give you my position on this NAR settlement business. To all those who are of the opinion that realtor commissions are excessive, I'd like to suggest that you quit your cushy salary job and embrace a new commission-only profession, which entails only eating what you kill in a highly competitive environment. Then go out and incur all the expenses involved in marketing yourself as a realtor, as well as all the licensing fees. Be sure to drive buyers around all day, multiple days before they make a decision. That's if they ever make a decision. Be sure to find at least a few delusional sellers whose home you market for sale for months and months, yet doesn't sell because they think their home is worth more than what the market is willing to pay for it, but insist that their opinion of value supersedes yours because, despite you being the professional, they know more than you. Go out, experience all of that, see how easy it is to make a living by making a closing happen at least once every couple of months, and then come back and let me know if you think 3% is excessive. That's a wrap for the August market report. I appreciate you listening in. Forward, subscribe, share. I'll be back next month. But before you go, if you're looking to purchase or refinance or know someone that is and would like a no-cost consultation with me personally, feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to analyze if your debt is structured in the most optimal way or if there's room for improvement. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.